Hello everyone and welcome back to another FL Studio video here on my channel. Today we are going to be going over some instruments that are built into the software, just kind of hidden away in a folder, that I think are basically, secretly really good. Not a lot of people know about these, but again, if you have FL Studio, they're built in, and I think they're incredible. I'm going to be showing you how to access them and what they sound like. So getting straight into it here, when you open up FL Studio, there is a folder on the left in this browser that is called Packs. You open that, and then there is this instruments folder, and you do have 4 categories here: bass, guitar, keyboard, and orchestral. So we are going to be taking a listen to all of the different instruments in these categories, and this way I can show you just how good they are. Now coming in at number 1, this one is actually my personal favorite. I have made a video talking about this before. This is an amazing piano just built into FL Studio. This is the Close Grand, and it sounds a bit like this. So I've got my MIDI keyboard, and that's how I'm going to be demonstrating what all of the sounds are. But again, you could hear how this sounds just from that little brief playthrough of some chords. This is a beautiful tone. I use this quite a lot in my music. It is a really good piano, and a lot of times if you're producing, you want a piano. You think you might have to buy a plugin for, a good chunk of money, but no, you could just use this one, and it could give you a lot of different tones. And of course, the second one we do have here is the electric piano. It sounds like this. And I'm not even doing any post-processing on these. This is just what they sound like basically right out of the box. That is a really nice tone as well. I do love a good electric piano. And if you weren't satisfied with the first piano we listened to, we have another one as well, which sounds like this. Personally, not too much of a fan of this one. I very much prefer that first one, but it is an option there if you want to use it. And we do have the Rhodes here. I like that one quite a bit. I'm actually going to be reaching for that a lot more. And lastly, for keyboard category, we have one more piano, the Stage Grand. This one's really good as well. It sounds like this. I like that one quite a bit. It's a lot different than that Close Grand from before. I think they're both really good, so you could reach for them depending on what you're making, of course, at the time. So those are all of the piano sounds we do have. We're going to move into the guitar category next. I think guitar is the hardest thing to get right MIDI-wise. None of them are going to sound incredibly realistic, but regardless, they do all have a use. So we have our classical acoustic. Sounds like this. One of my favorites from this category is the jazz, which sounds like this. You throw like a lot of reverb on that, you have a beautiful sound. And up next, the picked hum. Then of course there's this one. This I found in particular sounds great if you run it through a very distorty kind of amp. Following that, there's this. Very similar in tone. One of my personal favorites in guitar as well is this one. It's muted. And then we do have a few left in the category which sound like this. And the last one here. So those are the guitars. Again, I think that one is lacking a bit compared to keyboard especially, but there are a few cool ones in here that you could reach for, and you'll definitely find a use. Up next, this was a really good category as well, the string section. So we're going to start with some brass hits that we have here. Sounds like this. I never personally reach for that one. I mainly go for the strings, which are a bit further down, but we'll get to that. First, we do have 2 different choir ones, which sound like this. Now getting into the ones I enjoy. These are the string section and string solo. Sounds like this. I love that one. I think it sounds amazing, and again, as I say, there's solo as well. And lastly, for this category, the woodwind section. Sounds like this. I don't reach for that one all too much, but the highlights of this section for me are string section and string solo. And lastly in this category, we have bass. There's a few here, starting with acoustic. Nice sound. Classic 80. This is one of my favorites. And the last one in this pack sounds like this. So those are the instruments in the FL Studio built-in files that I think are quite good. I highly recommend you go and use them in your own songs because, you know, you don't have to pay for any plugins to use these. They're really nice, and you can access them as long as you have FL Studio. They're just kind of hidden away in the folders here. But if you enjoyed this video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe for more content like this in the future. I'm uploading a lot of music production tutorials that I highly recommend you check out, and plenty more are still coming, so I will see you guys in the next video.